Does anyone have a question?
I have a question, Stuart. This is Jan.
Yes.
Do- Does abdominal or core strength or physicality play a role in the chakra system?
Uh, I mean, yes and no. I mean, you know, certainly core strength enables your body to function better. There's more balance inside, but it's not essential in the building of chakras. You understand? It's essential in living a healthy life, in being physically well put together, and there it's really good. I mean, look, I have had. I mean, there was a woman, young girl, who used to study in Texas named Melinda, who was quadriplegic, spent her time sitting in a wheelchair, and her energy and the core chakra that she developed was extraordinary in her. So it's not necessary. You understand? What's necessary is bringing the mind into the core and using it to open you and build that strength inside you that gives you harmony and balance inside. And the development of abs and core chakra and all that stuff, it's really about, physical strength. That's really what it's about. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I'm not putting that down, but to develop a chakra system is just essential to learn how to keep your attention focused 2 fingers below the navel. Right at the core of your being is this psychic center that needs to be developed. And you could be a 99-pound weakling, it doesn't matter. If you develop that psychic center, it'll give you an internal strength that'll enable you to accomplish a great deal in terms of a spiritual life. And also in your regular life, because when you start doing that, then the body begins to hunger for physical exercise and, getting stronger that way. So, it does work. I mean, it's very important for just building strength in you. You develop these abs and all this kind of stuff. But it's not essential to developing a spiritual life. What's essential is training the mind, opening the heart, developing the chakra system. And then, you combine it with physical activity and it all works together.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I mean, I exercise. I go and I don't do what I used to do, but I'm also getting older here, But I do I have a gym in the building here, thank God. And I go there 3, 4 times a week at least and use treadmills and different. Before I had that hernia operation, I was doing weights and all kinds of stuff like that. Now I'm kind of backing off from that a little bit. But I still do the treadmill and, get exercise. Very important. Stay physically fit. Does anyone else have a question? First thing is to take yourself for granted. to assume, to procrastinate, to not take it upon oneself to truly do things that nurture you, and help you as a human being, physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, in every single way. I have an announcement to make. They'll Not this weekend, but the following weekend, I'm having a retreat here. And if anybody wants to come, there's still place for people. And if not, there's going to be another retreat for Rudy Samadhi on the weekend after his Samadhi. Samadhi's on the 21st, which I think is a Wednesday. And we're going to have the retreat the following weekend. So if you're interested, I mean, people are already signing up for this February thing. If you're interested in attending, let Jennifer know, let me know, and we'll put your name down on the list. Again, I can't have more than 17, possibly 18 people to come. So usually the retreats attract a big number of people. So if you're interested in doing it, let me know. Let Jennifer know. Does anyone have a question?
Stuart,
Yes?
can you talk about how the development of this work has an impact on the subconscious mind?
I mean, basically, that's all it's about, Larry. Opening up, you know, opening up energy sources that transcend whatever level we understand, whatever is our conscious mind at the moment. What exists on the other side of it is profound insights into life, into how to function in life, how to live a conscious life, and call it the subconscious mind, the unconscious mind. I don't know. There's a lot of names, but one has to tap the unknown. Subconscious mind is the unknown. And that's without limitation. That truly is a manifestation of higher energy in the universe in a very deep way. And by opening and developing the chakra system, we get back to this again, it enables us to tap that energy. And that energy does a great deal to build us inside ourselves as human beings. And buried in that energy is all kinds of stuff that blocks us up, that keeps us from functioning, that keeps us from having a spiritual life. That's got to be dug up. It's got to be excavated. And it has to become part of the flow so that we can truly surrender it and let go. I mean, you go to a Freudian psychologist, you lie on a couch and talk about dreams and all kinds of stuff like that. Well, this is different. It's not talking about it. It's really building a system inside that enables us to transform the blocks into chi, into, energy that really nurtures us. And by doing that, we tap great reserves and great resources of energy inside ourselves, which, we call the subconscious, unknown, the energy of God, higher creative energy. And it works to build us and to develop us as human beings and to develop us as people who deeply want to be connected with God, with higher energy. I mean, I've always, even before I met Rudy, I always believed that the answer to all our questions and problems exists in the unknown. And we have to not be afraid to step into the unknown. I discovered that even what I thought I knew, I didn't know. And that the biggest unknown is life itself. The world we live in is so unknown that, I mean, look how it manifests every day. God knows what's going to happen next. So we need to have the strength inside to open, transform all of that energy of the unknown into nurture that will help us to nurture the chakra system and build us. And in building us that way, we gain a connection with God. We gain a connection with higher energy in the universe. And that connection enables a human being to ultimately become spiritually enlightened, to be free of all of this. I mean, I know even before I met Rudy, I used to write lots of poetry, and I was always seeking for that which exists on the other side of what I knew. Always, as long as I can remember. I said, look, I used to say, Stuart, you know so little about anything. There's got to be something more. And I understood, even at an early age, it wasn't intellectual knowledge. That wasn't going to help me get to God. That might explain things and understand things, but it's not going to nurture the deepest parts of my inner being and build the strength inside me that enables me to have a spiritual life. As I said, look, this is like twofold, threefold, maybe a threefold path, okay? The first thing is getting strong enough inside to be able to deal with life. Life, we know about maybe 2% of what life really is. And that means just the world around us. Maybe 2%, 5% if we're lucky. And the rest of it is unknown and threatening and frightening to people because it is unknown. And people, kind of live in their little caves because they're afraid to open and let the unknown come in and nurture them and help them build a system, that truly can be strong enough to be able to deal with karma. The second element that I've said is, spirit, God, higher energy, which is just an incredibly powerful energy. It's an energy beyond all human comprehension. And yet we need to connect with that energy. We need to have the strength to allow that Shakti, that higher energy, to come inside us and nurture us. We need to build a system inside that's capable of doing that. And the third element in this is Kundalini, which is another power. I mean, I've spoken about this a lot, so I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself, but it's a very powerful energy, Kundalini. It's not an energy, to spiritually 99-pound weaklings, It's an energy for people that are really strong inside, that have built a system that can activate Kundalini and allow that Kundalini, to open a pathway to enlightenment. So we need spiritual nourishment. We need to work out karma. We need a pathway out of this, which is Kundalini. All of these energies are very powerful. Without training, they could drive people crazy. The energies are and they do. The energies are so strong. With training, they become an amazing gift of learning how to be happy in the world, learning how to receive spiritual nurturing by building a system inside that's capable of doing it. Activating Kundalini and riding the Kundalini force, to a state of spiritual enlightenment. All of this works together. And we as people have to build the inner capacity to do this. And you can't just talk about it. It has to be a living experience. Nobody's going to get enlightened reading books. And I say that, and I write books. I'm in the middle of a book, for God's sake. Nobody's going to get enlightened. But if you take the wisdom that you can find in books and use it to build a system inside yourself that is strong enough to do the three things I talked about, you will gain not only the highest levels of your humanity, but you will also gain a spiritual life and you will gain your enlightenment. And all the chanting and the rituals, and yeah, it kind of gets everybody stoned, but it doesn't do what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is, it's something that is an essential ingredient in developing an inner life and serving God in the world, serving higher energy. It takes training, it takes practice, it takes years of building a system. And the incredible thing about this is the stronger you get inside, the simpler your life becomes inside. Sometimes outside it gets very complicated, but to deal with the complication, you have to be very simple inside, very clear inside, very conscious about how you act in the world, how you interrelate with people. And then all of it works together. This is what Rudy developed. It's an amazing thing that I don't know how he came up to this, but it's just extraordinary what he came to. And all it's about is that double breathing exercise, which helps to develop the chakra system. And it enables one to receive the Shakti, the transmission of Shakti in a class like this, letting it find a home inside you. Enable one to build a system inside that's strong enough to do what I'm talking about. And still live in the world, not to have to be, live in a cave somewhere or a monastery or an ashram, or, where mostly people are just hiding out from life. Life is the temple. Life is the greatest teacher any of us can have. We need to be strong enough to let it teach us, to embrace it, not run away from it, hide from it, bury ourselves in being too busy to embrace life. Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask? Okay. Thank you. God bless you all. I tell you all the time, you are all my teacher. I learn more in these sessions. God, my God, beginning to disappear. I learned so much in these sessions. So God bless you all. Thank you. And there'll be a meditation on Wednesday. And also, one thing, I just have an announcement to make. I have to be so grateful. I can't tell you how Jennifer helps me here. It's just extraordinary what she does to make my life better and to just do all these things that have to get done. She's running a little store on Etsy. And Christmas is coming, and you might go to Etsy and support her a little bit. I mean, and she has things for $15, for hundreds of dollars, but nothing outrageous. And it might be a good way of helping her because she does so much here to help me that I just amazing, how she helps. So if you have time and you want to go there and buy a little gift for somebody, Okay, God bless you all. Thank you. And there'll be class on Wednesday, and I'm looking forward to seeing everybody.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Stuart.